Hey you guys, we're going to be doing another fun project today. This one we'll be using some dried flowers and we'll combine it with some hand lettering, and it's just going to be a really cute piece of home decor. So I hope you guys are ready, and I'm about to show you the supplies and then we will get started. Alright, so for this project you will need some kind of sign. I got this one at Hobby Lobby. It's normally $17, but I think it was half off when I got it, or I used my 40% off coupon, so it was a lot cheaper than that. They have a really good selection there. And then you'll need some kind of acrylic paint. This will be for the lettering, so you can choose the color you want. I also got some stain or tint, color wash tint. The color is French Roast, so I can stain my wood sign. And I'll be using this brush for that. I also have a round brush, size 6 maybe? 5? Size 5. I would suggest grabbing a few different brushes because I end up switching it out later. I have some straw flower here and some eucalyptus. And then I have a piece of graphite paper, which we'll be using to transfer our quote with. And then I just printed out this quote. I typed it in on Canva and picked a font that I liked. So you could definitely do that. And then I have a pencil and hot glue. And that is all you will need for this project. So the first thing I'm going to do is try to stain this wood sign. You guys are going to see in just a second that it doesn't go so well. I thought it was unfinished, but it turns out at least the top part is not unfinished. So I end up kind of like wiping it off and then sanding it down a bit. But I like the color, so that's great. So here we go, and you can see it pooling already. It was just not sticking. So keep that in mind if you get a sign from Hobby Lobby. If it looks like it's unfinished, you might want to have some sandpaper just to be on the safe side. So here I go, just roughing it up after I tried painting the whole entire thing. It was ridiculous. I just kept going because I didn't want to believe that it wasn't working, and I was being so stubborn. But it ended up working in the end, so you know, it's all good. It really was just that top part too, like the inside and the outside were a lot better, and it was so bizarre. It totally looked unfinished to me, but I have no clue. So now I'm just gonna repaint the whole thing. This color is really nice, and you'll see after I'm done staining it that I went in just with a wet paper towel and I was able to get any mistakes off of the white. This tint or wash, I think it was called, was water soluble, water based. So that was really nice, especially for this small project. Right here you can see I just was able to wipe it off with a wet paper towel. So that worked super well. Now we're gonna just let that dry for a second. And then we'll move on to the lettering. So for this part, you want to make sure you have the center of your piece somehow marked. So I just put a mark with pencil on my white piece of cardboard, just so that I could line everything up and not have a crooked piece of wall art. Then you'll grab your graphite paper and make sure to put it black side down. I have made the mistake before. It's not fun to find out you traced everything and nothing showed up. So black side face down, and then just line your quote up wherever you want it. Make sure it's centered, looks cute. And of course on top of the black paper. So you could totally customize not only this quote, but whatever font you want. Like I said, I just use Canva. You could even hand letter it on your iPad if you have an iPad. If you have like Procreate or You could write it out on a piece of paper even. There's so many ways you could do this. And then we're just gonna trace it on there. You wanna make sure you put a good amount of pressure on, but it doesn't have to be too much, just so that it goes through that second piece of paper. You wanna be sure you have some good guides to paint on. I'm really excited about this piece. Lately, I've just been on this home decor, wall hanging, dried flower kick, and it's just getting a little bit crazy. I hope you guys are enjoying it. But this one turned out really nice. So if any of your charcoal paper, graphite paper gets smudged anywhere, you can just take an art gum eraser and it'll come right off with that. I had to do that in a few spots, but it just comes right off with that. And once you have that all traced out, you can grab your paintbrush and paint. Just start going around. I am a very, very slow painter, so I cut out a lot of this part and sped it up. Feel free to just speed right through this if you don't want to watch me paint this on there. Oh, here's where I switch paintbrushes, by the way. This is a size 4. I don't know what this type of paintbrush is called, but it's a lot more flat and then rounded up just the top. So that one did the trick for me. Just try a few, see what works best for you, because you definitely want to feel like you have some good control for this project. But like I was about to say, this is another great spot that you could personalize this by picking out what color of paint you use. So there's just so many different ways you could do this sign. I really like how the black looked with that, with the stain that I picked out. It just looks like it pops. And on the white, it just went really well together. Alright, we're finally almost to the end here. Sometimes it really sucks trying to be a perfectionist, because it just makes things take so long. And it's never actually perfect in the end anyways, so. Are you guys perfectionists? Let me know in the comments. Let me know I'm not the only one. When I started editing this video, it was like 53 minutes long, so that should tell you something right there. Okay, there it is with just the words on it. Now we're gonna start adding our botanicals and leaves and all that good stuff. So that is some fresh eucalyptus. And I'm using it fresh because, for one, I had some fresh, and for two, it's a lot easier to work with when it is so flexible. It really is fragile once it's dried, so I just decided to use it, and then it will look a little different once it dries out, but really the leaves just get a little bit curled. They don't get a ton smaller or shrink that much or anything like that, so it turned out really, really good. And I'm just using hot glue for this. You want to make sure everything's secure. And feel free to lay it out, try things, see how you like it before you start gluing, because there's not really any turning back after that. I always like to lay it out and just know what I'm going for and make sure I'm happy with it before I start the permanent glooming. So these are some straw flowers. You guys probably know that if you've been on my channel for recently. I've been really obsessed with these flowers. They are completely dry in this film, and that is their color they're going to stay. So they have so many reasons to be loved, and oh my goodness, just looking at them, their vibrancy still amazes me. And then these little white ones are pretty much the same thing, they're just mini, and I believe they're called Pearly Gates. I feel like there was another name. I found them when I was out hiking, and I was like freaking out, so excited because they were adorable, and I love straw flowers so much. So I dried some, and they dry exactly like a straw flower would. I was so excited. So I'm going to try to grow some next year. Alright, so we're just filling in some gaps here. It's almost finished. It's looking so cute. It just came out so good. I have not made a sign like this before, and I wasn't really nervous. I was excited to make it, but I just didn't really know what I was expecting to happen. So I'm really happy with how it turned out. And it was pretty simple too, to make it look nice, you know? Especially when you have it, have a guide for the letters and painting. Alright you guys, here it is. I hope you like it. I'm so happy with how it turned out. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I will see you soon in the next one. Bye guys!